All right, you guys, we have a great one here for y'all today. I hope y'all are ready. Listen. This is a moment right here that I have to say. I'm going to have to say this is full circle because one of the things that I actually love, and I don't want to seem funny at this moment, but one of the things I actually love is some good fried chicken.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, you know? So today I have somebody here so special, so great, you guys. We have Mr. Joe Pumilia, owner, operator of Chick-fil-A in Hammond. 2 locations, right?
Yep.
Two locations. You see that?
Yep.
So we might be getting us some free chicken, y'all. You see what I'm saying?
Is that why you're
might
here?
be getting us some free chicken. You see that? See how I threw that in there? So all right. So yeah. Thank you so much for being on RockyRuu today. Thank you so much. Listen, grew up in Louisiana. Gretna kid.
Yep.
What was something that was stand out about growing up in Gretna?
I think growing up in Gretna, I'd probably say definitely like kind of like the grittiness, you know, kind of growing up where we grew up, close to the city, and just like in a neighborhood where you played, you know, just played with a lot of kids all the time.
Okay.
And just kind of make do, especially compared to how things are now. You know, obviously we played outside a lot more.
Yes.
Just a lot of outside time play.
Yes.
And really just being creative and figuring out what to do at the time.
Yes.
You know, and obviously at the time we grew up too. I mean, it was before. I think we only had 3 channels on TV. And so it was really playing outside a lot.
Definitely.
Just playing sports outside. We had a parking lot next to us that had, it was like a rock parking lot. So we always, all the boys in town would get together and play the baseball or like we call it like shell wars and stuff. And just, so it really just kind of like learning to be creative and figure out how to have fun with life.
Well, I grew up in New Orleans East, so
Okay.
all we had was the levee.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have that one thing.
You feel me? So we ran over the levee, ran up and down the levee. I remember multiple times I actually, and this is no lie, I ran on the levee from Bullock to Downey.
Oh, wow.
Multiple times as a kid. Got in trouble for it a couple of times, but that's what we did as kids.
Yeah,
So
you just gotta be creative.
yes, definitely. So Louisiana, we got us a Mardi Gras. We got us a whole bunch of culture. I don't want to seem ironic here, but like fried or boiled food.
Oh, boiled. I love
Especially the
boiled
seafood.
crawfish and boiled shrimp.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say I definitely like fried shrimp. So we would eat a lot of fried shrimp growing up. You know, my grandpa he grew up in, well, he lived in Lafitte at the time, and we would go down. You know, we would go shrimping all the time, and so we'd catch 4 or 5 ice chests of shrimp.
Right.
Whenever we'd go, we'd have shrimp for the year.
Right.
And just cleaning shrimp and just having them ready. So I guess we ate a lot of fried shrimp just because we always had them in the freezer.
Right. Okay.
But I like boiled seafood, like shrimp and crawfish, really.
Boiled. So you're going with boiled?
Yeah, I don't like boiled crabs. It's just too much work. Like to get the meat out of it.
Yes, definitely.
But I love boiled crawfish.
I think the only thing I really don't like, I really can't eat too much spicy, but I really don't like oysters. But any other seafood.
Yeah, I like fried oysters. I'll tell you, I like fried soft shell crab. That's
Okay.
probably my favorite. I really like a soft shell crab po' boy. That's really good.
King cake or funnel cake?
Oh, king cake.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't like
That
funnel
was
cake.
easy. That was easy. I got one more for the food for you. One more
Okay.
for the food for you. We're gonna do po' boy or en bun.
Oh, po' boy.
Definitely.
I like a good shrimp po' boy, yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty simple though. I mean, a shrimp po' boy. Like I said, a shrimp po' boy or a soft shell crab po' boy if they have it. Just with ketchup and hot sauce and lemon. That's all I like on it. I don't like all the crazy stuff. Like I just move with pickles and lettuce and all that kind of stuff. And like Parkway, I don't know if you know Parkway down in New Orleans.
Of course.
That's probably one of our favorite places to go get a po' boy.
Okay. Owning and operating a business, was that something you wanted to do?
I think from a young age, I kind of knew I was always interested in trying to create things and sell stuff and make money off of it.
Okay.
Really, I just started working at Chick-fil-A when I was 16 years old. Like I worked for my dad. My dad had a construction company.
Okay.
And I worked for him. And this kind of joke I tell our kids now is like, you know, he would only pay us when he got paid. And so sometimes we didn't get paid for months.
That's how it is when you work with the boss.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, if I don't have the money to give you, I'm not gonna give it to you.
Right.
And,
Wow.
And so I think, you know, once I turned 16 is whenever I was able to walk to Oakwood Mall. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get a job. And so I applied, 10 different places at the mall. And Chick-fil-A was really, I never even ate at Chick-fil-A until I started working there.
Okay.
And he was the first one to call me. He interviewed me on a Saturday morning, and he hired me.
So and that's where the journey started.
Yeah, and that's really what it was. So I worked there through high school. I worked a lot during high school, and I remember the operator telling me,
I hear that. Work through high school. Come on, kids. Come on now.
Yeah, we did. We kind of had to. I mean, really,
Yeah.
you know, it's like if you needed gas money or anything, like you had to come up with it yourself.
Definitely.
And so I think, but really probably my second or third year is whenever the franchise operator is there. I guess he just kind of saw something in me. He told me that. He's like, Joe, he's like, I know you're a Christian and you talk about your beliefs. And he's like, you know, Chick-fil-A is, you know, the Cathy family who own the company is a Christian family.
Okay.
And he's like, there is opportunities that Chick-fil-A is always looking for franchise operators. So at the time, like, I really didn't even know it was an opportunity. He just kind of talked to me about it. And I kind of shared, I don't want to go too long, but basically, like, part of it was too, I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, I really want to grow here and learn here. And he really gave me a lot of opportunity to grow and, like, manage people. And then one opportunity, I got to go to meet Truett Cathy, who founded Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
like
for real?
the founder, yeah. It was a really cool story.
Okay.
So me and my brother drove up there, and it was on a tight budget. I think we saved up $100. My mom let us drive. And that's why I kind of joke with our kids. It was before phones and everything.
Oh, man,
so you
come
had
on.
MapQuest. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Oh, yes.
So you had to, like, print out the
Definitely.
paper map.
Yes.
So me and my brother never been on a trip that far without our parents. So we got our way up there, and then it was a cheap hotel. I tell everybody, it was so cheap. They had one iron for the whole building.
Oh,
You
man.
had to give them your driver's license to check it out from the front desk.
Oh, man.
It was a rundown.
Yeah, y'all
hotel.
pulled up somewhere vicious.
It was, yeah. And so, but the next day we said we went to Chick-fil-A and we said, hey, we want to meet Mr. Truett. And I think we were probably 17 or 16 at the time. And they were like, okay, like, did you have an appointment or whatever? And they're like, no. So basically, we waited around, and he spent an hour with us. And he welcomed
Okay.
him in his office, and he asked us, he's like, where are you boys staying at? And we told him, and he's like, y'all can't be there. He's like, that's not safe. And so we needed to go back to our hotel. He paid for us to
man.
stay at a Marriott.
Look
The
at
first
that.
time we ever stayed at a Marriott.
And this is the founder of Chick-fil-A.
The founder of Chick-fil-A, yeah.
Look at that, man.
And he said, call your mom and tell her y'all are safe, and y'all are moving to a different part of town. And,
So at that moment, was that enough
At that
motivation
moment, yeah,
to
it
make
really
you say,
was.
I'm going to go through?
It was like I knew they had the bug, like I had the entrepreneurial bug, I guess, of like wanting to own my own thing and run my own thing, and be my own boss kind of thing.
Okay.
And then when I saw Truett Cathy really live out the values that we learned, I guess, you know, I think being a team member that was 17 years old and hearing about this guy, you know, he was a billionaire at the time. Like I remember looking it up. He was in the Forbes or whatever. And then like the fact that he spent an hour with two of us, and like he didn't even talk about work really. He talked about like what it means to be a young man and like staying in line and staying in the word.
Morals, principle.
Yeah.
Great.
And so yeah, I think at that time I was like, okay, like this guy's the real deal. Like he really is who he says he is.
Yes.
So yeah, I think at that time I was like, man, like I really want to pursue this. And then really, yeah, it was really kind of one thing led to another. I was like working my way up while I was there. I worked as a manager while I was in college. After college, I did an internship with Chick-fil-A for 2 years.
Okay.
Well, I did an internship and then I got a job for 2 years. And then after that is like when I applied to own my own franchise to get away from corporate. I worked for corporate for a while and then got out of corporate to be a franchise operator.
During that time, in that journey, how much of a sponge were you?
Yeah, I would say I've always been a sponge. I mean, I think
Okay.
I'm always trying to learn new stuff. I enjoy it. I do think I've developed that too. I think I've almost like developed a taste
Okay.
for like wanting to learn new things. Like I always listen to podcasts. I'm always reading books. Like I really enjoy it. And I think as I've grown as a leader, I just realize if I don't have much to offer to those I lead, like it's almost like they don't want to follow.
Gotcha.
And so I always feel like I have to kind of stay ahead. You know, but yeah, I think definitely always. Like something we talk about with our team is like humble, hungry, and smart.
Okay.
It's like always staying hungry to learn new things,
Yes, sir.
staying humble and recognizing you have a lot more to learn.
Yes, sir.
So
So education is very important.
yeah, I think so. I mean, I think
Is that something you instill in your kids?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I do believe that, and especially leading our team. Is like I think education, it just opens up your eyes to so many opportunities like you might not even know is out there. So not even necessarily formal education. Like I think that like you need sometimes, but I think just what I would call almost like self-continuous education.
Okay.
You know, especially with the internet now, is like there's so much stuff you can. That's what I tell our team. Even if they don't want to go to college, like I just tell them, I was like, there's so many books out there now and YouTube videos. Like you can learn
At the tip of your
I mean,
fingers.
you can learn accounting on your own.
Yes,
Like you can
yes.
learn so much stuff.
Yes. And I want to piggyback on that because even if certain schooling isn't for you, some kids may not be, let's see, a history major.
Yeah.
So you might not need to learn history, but you might like numbers. So why not learn banking?
Yeah.
Why not learn accounting? Why not learn how to fix credit? You may be that type. So I understand what you're saying, and that's a big gem that you just said. Even if you don't want to do the school, still educate yourself, guys.
I think you do have to. I mean, I think
Yes.
this opens up so much opportunities, and I think educating, like, and that's what we try to teach a lot of our kids whenever they're willing to come. Is like we teach them about finances and like time management and stuff. And it's like stuff that like when you're young and you're 16 or 17, you don't really think that much about finances because it's probably not that much of a burden. But when you do get older and you have bigger responsibilities, it's like you're gonna wish you were in a better spot.
Yes, definitely. All right, now we gotta get into it.
Okay.
Day-to-day operation. How do you maneuver through it? You operate 2 stores, so how do you maneuver through it? How do you still be the professional man, the professional boss that you have to be?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of time management, a lot of prioritizing, and then really it's just having strong leaders that I work with. I mean, like I honestly couldn't do it without some of our top leaders that I work with.
Okay.
So I think that's a lot of it is just really just staying. I don't know if you've ever heard that principle is like spend like 80% of your time with your top 20% of your people. And so that's really where I spend a lot of my time is just really making sure our top people, like we're all aligned and that they have what they need to do their job.
If I'm a Chick-fil-A employee, will this feel like a family environment for me?
I would say yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and that's what's really cool the way you say it. Because some team members that get mad about things or get mad because they're held accountable, like they'll say it doesn't feel like a family anymore. And I'm like, have you ever been in a perfect family?
Cool.
I was like, because there is no perfect family.
Hey,
so,
come on.
Like a true family is gonna have conflict.
Yes.
And I think it's like about how we, the thing in the family is like you can't change. And so,
Definitely.
so here is like that's what we try to teach them is like conflict is normal. Like you're gonna get upset if somebody says something to you. You're gonna get upset like if your manager gives you a hard time because you could be doing something better.
Right.
Like it's all about how we handle the problem. So that's what I would say. I mean, I would say most employees really do feel like it's a family thing, and it's cool. Like, cause I really don't hear a lot of things until after the fact kind of stuff. But I mean, they pull together. It's really neat. Like when somebody's going through something,
yes, sir.
It's like they really do pull together to help that person through a season of life that might be difficult.
Okay. Is the career path that you chosen to? Is that an equal opportunity for others? Can others work their ranks up in
now,
Chick-fil-A?
so what I just learned with Chick-fil-A is like, so most of the franchise operators that they're choosing is coming from that. It used to be rare that would happen, and now I just learned is like they have, if you have 5 years of Chick-fil-A leadership experience, you can apply for what they call LDP, is a leadership development program.
Okay.
And it's a 2-year job that you work for corporate, kind of like I did. You work for corporate for 2 years, and you develop your leadership skills.
Okay.
And so they'll hire you as a corporate staff for 2 years, and you can apply even if you don't have a college degree. It used to be you had to have a college degree, and now it's like if you have 5 years of Chick-fil-A leadership experience, that's a substitute for the degree. And I think they're realizing like how much you can really learn. Kind of like I was talking about, like, you can learn so much on your own, and by taking on responsibility, like in our business. I mean, like I would say that. I mean, we have over 200 team members now, and I think we have, our managers really take care of everything between hiring and like real people, like paying the bills, like managing the budget, like everything. And so like leaders get that experience to really get real experience of running a business, and so you get to learn a lot.
Definitely. Now, when I'm coming from church Sunday morning, and I just got that good word from, Pastor. I'm coming from church Sunday morning. Sometimes I'm not going to lie. It hurts me dearly that I can't stop and get me some breakfast on Sunday morning from Chick-fil-A. Is that your rule? Is that a corporate rule?
No,
when was that implemented?
It was implemented in 1946.
Okay,
yeah,
so it's a history.
It is, Chewy Cathy, and his story says is like, he worked really hard, obviously, 6 days. It was a 24-hour business when he opened his first restaurant.
Man, I didn't know that.
So it was Saturday night, and he said, I'm exhausted. And he's like, I think my team might be exhausted, so we're going to close tomorrow. He's like, I'm going to go to church. If y'all want to go to church, go to church. But he's like, I just want to make sure we always have a day off that our team can rest. Like, they just know they're not going to work on Sunday. Like, you always have that Sunday. You know you're going to be off at least once a week, every week.
Okay. Because I thought y'all was just being stingy. I'm not lying. I said, man, they just holding the chicken because they know we want the chicken. I thought you guys were being stingy.
No, and I think it's going to be. I mean, so right now, Chewy Cathy was the founder. His grandson Andrew is the CEO now.
Okay.
And as far as I've heard, like, they signed agreements that they're not going to change it in their lifetime.
Okay.
And it's very important, I think, to operators and the culture. It's a very important principle in our culture, I guess, like being closed on Sunday.
Okay.
So I don't think it'll change in our lifetime.
Seeing how Truett kept his legacy and passed it on, Is that something that you focus on? Will you be passing on this? So when we see this with you?
No, so as far as the restaurant, no. I think like the legacy that we talk more about is like more the legacy we leave with our kids and like with the leaders that we work with every day. And so like, I think it's a Christian principle too. It's just recognizing, I think, it's like this world is, life is short. And I think it's more about the people you influence and like the influence you leave on the world is the most important thing. And I think, so we share our purpose for our business is we are a people business. It's to try to make people feel safe, known, and cared for. It's to daily develop professionals and daily develop leaders. So I think that's, whether we're selling chicken or not in 10 years, I think that the core business is people development. And like we just happen to sell chicken. So I think that's the legacy that we're hoping to leave, is that whenever people leave our restaurant business, they go on and have a better life because they spent some time with us.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so is you an 8-count guy? Is you a 12-count guy? Are you grilled?
So if I were to choose, like when I get stressed and I just stress eat, is a spicy deluxe sandwich with a sweet tea.
Okay.
That's my go-to. And sometimes I'll dip it in Chick-fil-A sauce or barbecue sauce. That's my sandwich, is a spicy deluxe.
Gotcha. One more thing before we get out of here. This is something I ask everyone because I feel like this could basically prove to everyone who you are. What kind of person you are. What is a song that represents you, Mr. Joe with the flow?
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard to think about. I think there's different seasons.
Okay.
I would say I think in this season of life.
What's your summertime song?
No, not like that kind of season. That season's of life. So we have 4 little kids.
Okay.
Our oldest is about to turn 9. Our youngest is right at over 1. Right now, I feel like my song would be like, this is the song that never ends. Like I really feel like it's like every day is just going through the motion.
Gotcha.
Like that's what I would say for this season of life.
Gotcha.
Like I can't think. I mean, honestly, I like pretty chill, like Jimmy Buffett music. Like I like that kind of music in general.
Okay.
Like that's what I like. And I think that's how I try to live. Is just like don't take myself too serious.
Definitely.
Just enjoy life as we're going.
Definitely.
But I think right now I'd probably be like this song never ends because it's like by the time you go to sleep, you're waking up, kind of just getting the kids moving.
Constantly. Well, me, I'm going to go with Amazing Frankie Beverly, Happy Feelings. Cause I just wake up so happy, man.
Yeah,
I just wake up so
I
jolly. I give it all. I try my best to say I just smile and laugh through everything. I got the kid, he hits me in the head all the time with the control stick. It's no issue, I smile through it. We growing, we're living, we're blessed to be here. This is a great conversation. I'm so glad I got to sit and speak to you, Mr. Joe.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. And look, y'all, we might get us some chicken after this. You feel me?
Probably will.
This is another episode of RockyRuu. We want to thank Mr. Joe for letting us come to his location, and we're out. Thank y'all.
Thank you.